Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I'm going to showcase my Endgame Bobo Stamina Warden build for the Scribes of Fate DLC patch. This build is capable of pulling over 116k on the parse dummy and is viable for most group content. For bow builds, I will be optimizing it to stay at range as best as possible. Hence, we will be losing a little bit of DPS compared to the alternatives we have that would require us to be in melee range for a higher parse. And as with all endgame builds, it will be a group focused build, meaning it'll revolve around using trial or best in slot gear. So it's not a super beginner or solo friendly build. As with all my builds, please use these as a baseline because depending on your playstyle or specific situation, other skills and gear sets can become more effective. So starting off in the character sheet, I have 64 points in a stamina and I'm running the usual Thief Mundus. For the race, because we are a stamina build, we're going to be a Dark Elf because they have some of the best passives for stamina DPS. For the food, you have a couple different options. The first one would be RTM Takeaway Broth. This is your best in content food. A cheaper and almost just good alternative would be Dubious Camera on Throne. And lastly, if you're parsing or need more sustain, Lava Foot Soup and Salt Rice is always the go-to. For the potions, we're going to keep it super simple and just run Essence of Weapon Power. Reason being is we don't have reliable uptimes on Major Brutality and Major Savagery, hence these potions will give us those buffs. Make sure you have 3 points from the Alchemy skill line passive medicinal use to benefit from the full duration of the potions. For CP, for the blue tree, we're going to be running Exploiter, Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, and Wrathful Strikes. Swap out Exploiter for crit damage CP like Fighting Finesse or Backstabber if you need more crit damage and content. For the red tree, we have Bloody Renewal, Rejuvenation, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. For the gear, we're going to be running a standard 5-piece Pillar and Urn paired with 5-piece Reliquin, Harpooners, Slime Crawl, and Black Rose Prison bow setup. So in the main hand, we have a charged Pillar and Urn bow with a flame damage enchant. In the offhand, a Black Rose bow infused with a weapon damage enchant. For the head slot, we have 1-piece Slime Crawl and Divines with a max dam enchant. For 5 pieces of the body, we have Reliquin, All Trade and Divines with max dam enchants. And for the leg slot, Harpooners, this is in Divines with a max dam enchant as well. And lastly for the jewelry, 3 pieces of Pillar and Urn jewelry, all traded in Bloodthirsty with weapon and spell damage enchants. So for the skills, we're going to be running Subterranean and Assault. This is what our rotation is going to revolve around. Cast this once, and then you can fire off 5 skills before you have to recast it. Lethal Arrow are spammable. Cutting Dive, a decent dot. Lightweight Beast Trap for minor force and a decent dot as well. Poison Injection, this is going to be our pseudo execute and also does good damage. Wild Guardian because barrel hits hard. Back Bar, Arrow Barrage, strong ground based dot. Magnum Shot to proc our Black Rose Prison bow. Winter's Revenge, another good dot that wardens have access to. Fetcher Infection. We're running the Magmorph of this because of the sustain issues that I was having, but either one would be fine. Bullnetch in case we need more sustain, and also Slaughter for the passive. And Wild Guardian again because you have to double bar pets. So for this particular parse, I used a semi-dynamic rotation, meaning I was casting skills as they fell off. So for a semi-dynamic rotation, you want to prioritize your Subterranean Assault, meaning you cast that and then you can cast 5 skills, which is going to be your rotation rhythm. For the dynamic part, we were just recasting Lightweight Beast Trap, Fetcher Infection, Poison Injection, and Cutting Dive whenever it fell off. And then whenever we swapped to the back bar, we always casted Arrow Barrage, Magnum Shot, and Winter's Revenge all together. Our spammable is Lethal Arrow, and Netch only if you need more sustain. And then Barrel was used whenever it was ready. So for closing thoughts, Netch is probably your flex spot. If not, then probably Cutting Dive. So replace those skills with whatever you may need. And just very quickly, some gear alternatives. You can go something like Coral Riptide for your trial set instead of Reliquin if you can control your stamina. Zovgin, Venomous Smite, Kinra are also good alternatives as well. And Sororia and Depths is probably not a bad idea if you're just front barring it. That wraps up the build explanation section of this portion. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below or come join our Discord. Link is in the description. I will have a written guide linked in the description for those who would prefer that. And as always, thank you to my YouTube members. Feel free to stick around for an attached parse and outfit section at the end. If not, have a good day and thank you again.